Hello again everybody and welcome to another Beyond All Recent video. Today we have the map Aurelia, and this was a replay sent in by someone as well, saying that it's a very close game. So let's have a look at what we have here. So in red, with an OS of 45, we have Kuchy playing as Armada today. Also taking the same start position that we saw recently in the last Aurelia game. And on the bottom here, we have MTKing in blue with an OS of 24, playing as Armada as well. Going for a different start position here in a triple metal point. And surprisingly going for an early solar, presuming that the wind is going to dip very soon. Now, as we've looked at this map before, we'll zoom out and give a very brief overview again for those that are new here. Interesting things of note is there are basically two paths here. There's also this amphibious path that doesn't tend to get used as much of an attacking lane, especially in the early stages. This middle point here is very rarely used, but if you build a radar on this position, you get a lot of coverage. These hills along the top here can provide you with a great position to artillery down on someone's base, and for MTKing, that is something that could very much happen to his army and base, considering his is very close to this little artillery point. And actually the same for Kuchy as well, but it's going to be a bit harder for someone to artillery when from here to that direction. Good bit of early damage here as the scout's trying to get a metal extractor. Unfortunately, MTKing's commander is there and does manage to get the metal extractor. And yeah, so what else can we see on this map? So initially made for one team-based gameplay. A lot of 1v1 players have been choosing to play this. This scout, unfortunately, will not be able to get anything as it gets mopped up. Some great early harass here, though, from MTKing. Unfortunately, these bots are able to traverse over that hill very easily. And he's going to just have to keep running in order to get away from that pawn, which doesn't succeed. And a warrior, centurion, sorry, coming out now, will do a tremendous job of stopping any further scouts. So, what about this map again? We've got a set of 3 here, a set of 3 where MTKing is, and then a set of 2 there. There's also another set of 2 metal extractors that are in very close proximity on the left side. Now, both players playing as Armada, we're not going to see any armed metal extractors, so this may make things a little bit interesting, as a lot of the metal points are going to be very lightly contested. Surprisingly, we're seeing a mace out already from Kuchy. Maces use a lot of metal to build. We're talking 130 as opposed to the 48 of pawns, which is surprising to see them on only a 2 metal point. This is going to put Kuchy behind when it comes to units for how many that he's trying to build. But maybe his thoughts is to try and claim the high ground along here and just rain shots down on his opponent. However, this scout self-destruct actually does a good job there at doing a fair amount of damage to the scout. But the scout's still alive at this point as well. Very, very good early harass here from MTKing. He's going to be able to pick up a couple more metal extractors, maybe. Probably only one. One is definitely closing in. There's a blitz as well. The self-destruct there actually manages to catch it. But here comes a blitz. Going to be able to get another metal extractor. And MTKing's doing a great job here. Kuchy kind of struggling to catch up. That blitz is going to get taken out. 2 Centurions holding the front should do a very good job at dealing with blitzes as they try and push past. mostly see Centurions used to counter grunt pushes, but you can see how effective it is as that Blitz doesn't even manage to make it halfway past. But in this early game, MTKing does have an advantage here. If he chose to build a single beaver, he could either take this 2 metal points here or decide to go around and take the 6 metal points around the side here. Whereas Kuchy is either going to have to use his commander or is going to have to build a new factory to be able to transition over to that naval mexes. Now, MTKing, however, only has blitzes at this point in the game, and with 2 Centurions and 4 maces, those blitzes are going to struggle. However, MTKing does have his commander somewhat nearby, and may be able to just walk in and degun those Centurions. Be interesting to see what happens here. Oh, the blitzes go in on the attack. They surround the Centurion and manage to take him out even before the first mace falls. First blitz falls, sorry. And that was a very, very good trade from MTKing's point of view. Not only that, but MTKing managed to get another flank here and gets another 3 mexes. He may be able to get that construction bot. He does indeed. And very, very good early harass here from MTKing. Even though he's the underdog in this game, doing an amazing job at applying pressure to Kuchy. Again, surrounded these units here. Now, vehicles are obviously quicker than bots, so they are able to close distances very, very quickly. And that's both of those very, very expensive Centurions already dead. And as we click over here, we can see a Centurion is 270 metal. So that's 48 for a pawn, 130 for a mace, and 270 for a Centurion. But not only that, it's 3,000 energy. And in this early game, 3,000 energy is a lot to be wasting. Unfortunately, MTKing will lose that fight there. Very close, 1% health. Literal 6 health left on that pawn. But very, very good early harass here from MTKing. And you can see it in the stats here. Metal the second, 80% advantage to MTKing. At this point, though, it is only 12 metal difference, which isn't that much, but in the grand scheme of things, may add up quickly, especially with Kuchy having this many losses. Did leave 871 metal in the base to be had. MTKing is 1.8 metal ahead, though, at this current point. And not only that, but he's almost taken out a constructor in that corner. He's about to lose another constructor that was literally just resurrected. Very quick attempt here to get the res bots. And this is somewhat of the problem of Kuchy having the start position that he's chosen there. Is that his base is very far forward, but he's also very far away from this flank. And this is where MTKing keeps getting in. He keeps coming in from this north side. Now, MTKing's base itself is further back, which means he's got less time to get his units to those main triple metal points. He is spending a lot of time microing, though, right now. And he's wasting some macro time with idle constructors currently. He also has to be careful about giving his opponent too much metal. It might have been potentially worth like self-destructing some of these blitzes to avoid your opponent resurrecting them, because he is going against a bot player, which they can resurrect, and if he's not careful, he's just going to throw his advantage at his opponent. And although these blitzes are able to get past, only 3 of them actually made it to the base. Past the 3 Centurions that are there now. And this blitz gets taken out pretty quickly before able to actually do too much. We do see a transition over to stouts now, though. Potentially a single artillery might have also done a good job here. Because you have more health being tanks, and he could have just sat at range. These Centurions are very slow. But he might be going for the same play here with Janis's. Saying that, though, he has completely switched over to gunships. So it looks like his plan now is actually to go into gunships and maybe go for a commander kill. I personally probably would have got maybe a single amphibious constructor out beforehand. Just to cap these metal points. Because, again, 6 metal points there just waiting to be had. He's also going to end up having to use these gunships on defending this push, because he doesn't actually have enough units right now to defend that. Not only that, but MTKing has probably just seen the air with that scout, maybe? No, he's just pushing everything into his units right now. And here comes the scout. Instantly, a anti-air goes up. We've got 8 gunships on the way. Is that going to be enough to kill the commander? We'll see. No construction turrets here, though. So the repairs on the AA is not going to happen very quick. Looks like he's changed his mind from trying to kill the commander here to just doing as much economy damage as he can. Because those gunships are going down very quickly. They needed a few more. The commander was at 50% health. But that is a lot of economy damage to be done to Kuchy. Meanwhile, Kuchy is getting a very good push here against MTKing. Although he just doesn't have enough forces here against the stouts to be able to hold out. Meanwhile, we can see on the right side here that MTKing is able to push right round. And back into vehicles, MTKing has gone, pushing out Janis's very quickly here. And unfortunately, one pawn manages to get by. Janis rocket doesn't seem to be homing anymore. And these windmills have been built so tight together that unfortunately this Janis can't get close. And the construction turret there doing a great job at eating up the pawn. Right, well, what to be done now? Kuchy's trying his best now. He's resurrecting all the stuff in his base. That's probably a good play. He knows his opponent can't apply too much pressure too quickly. And that will give him units to try and counter this. But look at the metal difference. 118% in total metal. 10k extra metal on MTKing's side. And 151k extra energy produced so far of this game. MTKing has predominantly had all of this part of the map. And Kuchy has been stuck in his corner the whole game. Kuchy's not been able to push out at all. And that is going to slowly add up over the time if Kuchy is not able to push out. Saying that though, lots of damage being done to these stouts as they take massive amounts of flank damage. And all the blitzes are coming back to haunt him. But MTKing able to push out a large amount of forces in a very short span of time due to how good his economy is right now. And MTKing finally moving with his commander to take those water mexes. Still uncapped though, this metal extractor here. As he's mostly focusing on the actual fights micro in the middle. Now, one issue as well is vehicles will get stuck on the wrecks, which will introduce some pathfinding problems. And he's trying to focus on the res bots to deny the reclaim. But because he's doing this, it is forcing him to absolutely lose the fight. And he forgets that his opponent has a bot lab. He can just make new res bots, and that's literally what's been done straight away. Kuchy instantly switching out to res bots here. And that reclaim field is very much in Kuchy's control here, with 16 units and MTKing nowhere near that amount. Now, a lot of these army here is very heavily damaged. See, at least a stout Centurion and what, a blitz, a couple of things basically, one hit away from death. So that army number is a bit of a false positive. Janice is getting a bit too close there. Gonna lose a Janice very easily. But again, very low health. Surprisingly though, none of these players taking advantage of this high ground. MTKing or Kuchy could push up to this hill. There's a little bit of a hill here. Will give you range advantage on the plasma units. Your opponent will not be able to fire back at you. But Kuchy doing a great job here using these res bots to actually just resurrect everything rather than eating them. And he's able to resurrect them quicker than MTKing can produce currently. MTKing's economy going very strong right now. Kuchy only just starting to expand from his initial area, but still, look how open this is. A single attack again, he could send like 2 or 3 tanks round from here, and all of that expansion is dead again. MTKing is starting to get forced back though. This reclaim field is make or break in the game right now. There is so much metal here. 4.8k metal to be had. And MTKing really needs to win this. It might have been more helpful to have his commander there, so that he could reclaim, repair the units and just help push. But unfortunately, that is not the case. We see these guys here actually using the high ground advantage now and going to be able to reach further than the ground units that are there. MTKing really kind of struggling right now to kind of hold off this attack. And we see like there's these units here, but look, these res bots are still going in the background here. Unfortunately, it looks like Kuchy's about to get surrounded a little bit. Fortunately not, but again, the pathing problems that these tanks are starting to have now as so many wrecks get cluttered up on the field. It's making it difficult for MTKing to mount a resistance against this slow march into his base. Probably might be more beneficial for MTKing to maybe like reclaim stuff. Because if he just like reclaims everything, he could get more tanks out quicker. I mean, he's fine with metal actually, it's energy that's his problem at the moment. Probably use his commander here, build some solars to give him some extra energy. Oh, Kuchy using his commander on the left flanks, actually starting to push out, but with all these metal LLTs around, it's going to be hard for him on his own as a commander to push through. MTKing actually able to take control of that entire reclaim field. Now again, this is a dangerous position for MTKing to be in now. He doesn't want to overextend and push in so far that he actually loses the advantage. He is pushing into a factory that's going to be generating units very, very quickly. MTKing taking a bit of a risky choice there. Sorry, not MTKing. Kuchy, rather, taking a bit of a dangerous choice with his commander. Commander walking into the water there, deciding to move into the middle. Now, this is actually useful for MTKing, though. He knows Kuchy's commander is out of position, and that has made MTKing push into the base. And Kuchy calls the GG, giving MTKing the win. The underdog has prevailed. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.